Greetings to everyone. We need to look after each other so that none of us will miss it to heaven. Because the reason why we are living every day, we are going to church, we are praying, is because one day want to be in heaven. So this is what we want everyone to be. Today, God have placed something in my heart to share with one or two people regarding His grace. From what I've seen my sister in the morning, she wrote a status, right? Like it was saying, grace is something, it's like a favor, something God does to us. Not because we deserve it, but because He's doing it for us. Because we are His sons, we are His children. So, taking into look on such a thing, I have realized, even before I started doing these recordings, that there are some things where in our lives we are taking it for granted, thinking that I am here, I am. Why? Because I qualify, or because I have experience, or because the money I am earning, I can able to afford it. But we are living the part of thinking that how many people are better than you who are lower than you? How many people have got nicer experience than you, but are working lower than you? And how many people are even richer than you, but they are not able to afford what you are affording? And where they afford even lower than you. It's not because you are very wise, not because you are so intelligent, but there is other grace which God is giving to us each and every time. And they are not realizing it. They're not taking it seriously. How many times have you ever realized that currently at the kind of wherever you are working, there are so many people who are even better than you, who can qualify more than you are qualified. But one, they don't have that job. They're even wishing to have even 10% of what you're earning every month. But they do not have. But you probably don't even have any qualification for that job. But you are there. It is because by grace. If you ever think like how many places have you managed to travel, to go, to visit, but at other times you're not even paying anything from your pocket, and how many people are wealthier than you earn, but they've not visited even one place among the places you've gone to. Have you ever realized that how many people are so much more beautiful than you are? They are not married, they are still single. But with the way you are, we might not categorize you as beautiful. You are fit in your own class, but you are married. How many people desire to be where you are, but they are not there? Why? Because you are being there because of God's grace. You do not deserve to be there because you do not qualify. You do not have any single qualification to be there, but you are there just because of grace. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, after I have realized this, I've said that no, I think God wants me to share with you that never ever take anywhere you are for granted. Instead, be grateful to God. Appreciate to God that God, thank you for this grace. Because there are so many more people who are wishing to be where I am, but they are not able to be there because they don't have the same grace He has given to us. So many people have got people they are not on top high ranks, but they are not able to be there because they don't have the same grace. You are on that high rank, you don't even have any connection. Any person you know within that hierarchy, but you are being there because of God's grace. It is only God's grace that has located you from where you were to where you are now. So there is no way you must do that. There is no way. Let us just appreciate God's grace as it is. Thinking of my life, thinking of your life, like how many people who went through the kind of sickness you have been through. Some, they just had minor headache. The next following day, they are gone. But you have been surviving longer with that minor headache, migraine headache, whatever you call it. You've been surviving for more than maybe 10, 15 years, and you're still alive. It is because of God's grace that you're even alive up to this time. Probably if it wasn't God's grace, would have been buried. If you could have been history by now. But you are alive because of His grace. So, another thing again, let's just take into consideration how many road accidents have you passed through? How many cars have you been in? You have moved from one place to another. There was not any sign of accident. But just one person was just trying to go and buy a little stuff from at a round corner. Then boom, he's gone. He's gone. But you are being there. God is still preserving your life. All because of His grace. So God's grace is always sufficient. It is always good enough. All what I'm trying to say is, let us appreciate grace of God upon our lives. Let us acknowledge that there is grace, and grace is reality. Let's go into ministries. Okay. How many people you hear that I've been in this ministry for 25 years, but one doesn't even have any title in the church? But you're only 2 months. Probably they are now the elder, or maybe you're now the deputy pastor, or maybe even the Sunday school teacher. You've got something to do to minister in the house of God. Don't you see that this is also another kind of grace? Don't you see that? Besides, how many people are surviving in the same treatment you are in? And how many people made it? How many people even made it for 4 or 5 months? But you've been through it for more than 6 years. And you're still alive. Don't you see that is also God's grace? Let's just appreciate what goodness God is doing into our lives by His grace. Not because we deserve it, but God is doing it just because He loves us. He wants us to know, to learn that there is sufficient grace. There is more grace. Like I said, that it is not always your qualifications. It is not always your appearance. It is not always how beautiful you are. But it is by grace to be where you are. It is by grace to be who you are. It is by grace to be respected as you are. It is by grace to be called who you are. It is by grace that by now I am called Usimuchenje. If it wasn't that grace, maybe I would be called something else. But it is by grace that I'm called Usimuchenje. It is by grace that you are where you are working right now because of grace. It is not by qualification, by your intelligence, by your knowing, by your cleverness, but it is by grace. Therefore, let's not take this grace for granted. Let's take each and every day to appreciate, to thank God for all the grace He is doing in our life. I do not have much to say, but I believe that these small messages have helped someone and it has uplifted someone. I would love you to continue to appreciating God, to praise God for all the good things He is doing into all your life. It can be a small thing, a big thing, a medium, but whatever it is doing, it's not because you deserve it, but you're getting it by grace. So keep on appreciating to God and of course, praying to Him. Thank you so much till we meet again on the next video.